Good morning, students. In our previous lecture, we have started second unit of chemistry, that is the structure of atom. And till now, we have covered the topic that is the discovery of electron with the help of the cathode rays. By doing the discharge tube experiments, we have studied the characteristic properties of the cathode rays and how electrons are discovered. Clear? And today we have to see charge and mass of an electron. So under the effect of electric and magnetic field, the ratio of charge to mass is always fixed, that is 1.76 into 10 raised to power 11 coulomb per kilogram, where charge on electron, as you already know, that 1.60 into 10 raised to power minus 19 coulomb we have to take. We are taking these values to solve the numerical problems. Clear? So mass of the electron we can calculate by taking the ratio of charge on electron to the charge to mass for that electron. Clear? That is 1.60 into 10 raised to power minus 19 coulomb divided by 1.76 into 10 raised to power 11 coulomb per kilogram, and mass we are going to get, that is 9.10 into 10 raised to power minus 31 kilogram. This mass is in kilograms. Clear? And then next, the discovery of protons, that is the study of the anode rays. Discovery of protons means kind of the subatomic particle which carries positive charge. Clear? The existence of negative charges, negatively charged electrons in an atom suggests that there might be some positive charges, because in overall atom is neutral. Clear? For any atom, if we are expecting that there is existence of negatively charged electrons, so to neutralize that negative charge there must be some positive charges. Clear? And that charge will going to lie in its center. Here in a nucleus we can say that positively charged protons are present. Clear? And electrons are revolving in these shells. So electrical discharge carried out in the modified cathode ray tube led to the discovery of the particles carrying positive charge, also known as canal rays. These rays traveled in the opposite direction to the cathode rays, as we have already learned that cathode rays are moving from cathode to anode, but here you can see that the flow of the positive charges is going to take place from anode to cathode side. Clear? And in this experiment we are using the rod on cathode side, that is the perforated cathode. You can see that in discharge tube this is the flow of the cathode rays, and anode rays are totally opposite to these rays. Overall setup you have already seen, as in case of the discovery of the electrons. In a same manner you have to arrange the setup for the study of the anode rays with the help of the discharge tube experiments for the discovery of the protons. So in the presence of electric and magnetic field, these rays deflect in the opposite direction to that of the cathode rays, which indicates that these rays are made up of the positively charged particles called canal rays or anode rays. Clear? So because of its motion that is totally opposite to the cathode rays, we are going to get idea that these rays are made up of the positive charges or carrying some positive charges, because its direction is totally opposite and flow from the rod that is connected to the positive terminal of the battery towards the negative terminal, because as you know that opposite charges always attract each other. Positively charged particles or a stream of particles which carries positive charge will going to move towards the negative end, and For electrons, that the stream of the positively charged particles moving a stream of negatively charged particle moving towards the positive end, and for anode rays we can see that stream or rays carrying positive charge moving towards the negative charge, that is towards perforated cathode tube. Clear? And then characteristics of the anode rays. These rays travel in a straight line, as you can see from here. The motion is in straight line, and these, in the presence of the electric field, all these rays are attracted towards the negative plate. These are moving towards the perforated cathode, or towards the negative towards the electrode that is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. And these rays can also have mechanical effect, means it is able to move the objects. They can also rotate the wheel placed in their path, and also have heating effect. So the charge to mass ratio for these rays is considerably smaller than for the electrons. Here you can see its value is 9.58 into 10 raised to power 7 coulomb per kilogram, where E is the charge, that is 1.602 into 10 raised to power minus 19 coulomb, and mass for the proton we are taking, that is 1.67 into 10 raised to power minus 27 kilograms, and then that is for a single proton. Overall constant mass we can calculate by taking the ratio of charge to mass ratio, that is 1.67 into 10 raised to power minus 27 kilograms. Mass we can calculate in the same manner as we have calculated it for the electrons. The mass of the proton is 1837 times the mass of the electrons, and the mass of the proton is equal to the mass of the atom of hydrogen. Clear? As you can see that mass of the proton is nearly 1837 times the mass of the electron. For electron we are taking the mass, that is 9.10 into 10 raised to power minus, that is 9.1 into 10 raised to power minus 31 kg, and mass of the proton is more as compared to the electrons, and mass of single proton is equal to the mass of one atom of hydrogen atom. And next, cathode rays. For cathode rays, the ratio E upon m of the positive rays depend upon the nature of the gas taken in the tube. Clear? Means for in case of the anode rays, as unlike cathode rays, ratio of charge to mass for these positive rays will going to depend upon the nature of the gas taken in the tube. And next, discovery of neutrons. After the discovery of electron and proton, a need was felt for the presence of electrically neutral particles, means which will not going to carry any charge, as one of the constituent of atom. So these particles were discovered by the Chadwick by bombarding a thin sheet of beryllium by the alpha particle. These alpha particles will going to strike on a thin sheet that is made up of the beryllium atoms, and then there is the emission of electrically neutral particles which are known as the neutrons. So when electrically neutral particles having a mass slightly greater than that of the protons was emitted, he named these particles as neutrons. Clear? Means these particles that are electrically neutral and emitted on the collision or on striking the alpha particles on beryllium sheets. So the protons was emitted. He named the particles as neutrons. The neutron is subatomic particle having mass equal to that of the hydrogen atom and carrying no electrical charges. Clear?